Painting tall walls is already tricky, but painting above a staircase, that's a whole different level. You've got height, awkward angles, and nowhere safe to set a ladder and go. So before anything else, the goal here is simple. Don't do anything sketchy. In my case, I kept it pretty simple and focused on staying off the ladder as much as possible. Instead of trying to climb up high to cut in, I used an angle brush attached to a paintbrush holder that screws onto a standard extension pole. That let me reach the ceiling line and corners of this little alcove from a safe position without leaning out over the stairs. I also used one of those flat paint edger pad tools on a pole, which made it a lot easier to get clean lines along the ceiling without having to freehand everything from where I was standing. Between those two tools, I was able to do most of the detail work from the ground. There was no stretching and no balancing act. For rolling the walls, I just used a roller with an extension pole. Same idea, keep your feet planted, move your position when needed, and don't try to overreach. For cutting in along the ceiling over the stairs, I used the flat paint edger tool. One tip I have for this is to brush the paint onto the flat pad instead of dipping it into the paint. Doing it this way ensures that you don't get paint on the tool itself. You only want paint on the pad. If any paint gets on the little roller wheels, then you'll get paint along the ceiling edge, and that is no bueno at all. When using the edging tool, I start on the wall a few inches away from the ceiling I'm cutting in. Then I slide it upwards until the wheels start to glide along the ceiling. This helps to push the little fibers away from the edge of the pad to eliminate gobs of paint from getting on the ceiling, and makes that nice clean line. Now, if you do need a ladder for certain spots, make sure it's set up properly, either with an adjustable stair ladder or something that keeps it level. Never try to shim it with random stuff like scrap wood or bucket. That's where people get hurt. Once the high sections were cut in, everything else was just standard painting from there. The biggest thing through this whole process is just discipline. If you catch yourself thinking, yeah, I can probably reach that, don't. Climb down, move your setup, and do it the right way. It takes a little longer, but it's a whole lot better than falling down the flight of stairs. And honestly, it's a good reminder beyond just painting. Proverbs 14:15 says, "The prudent give thought to their steps." That definitely applies here. Every move matters when you're working in a space like this.
Okay, so it's not perfect, as you can see up there, but I'll hit that when I do the second coat, so no big deal. Not perfect, but my neck is not broken. I'll take it. That little tool is amazing.
And in the end, you get a clean finished stairwell without taking unnecessary risks to get there, and no trips to the ER. So if you're tackling tall walls above stairs, keep it simple, use extension tools, stay grounded as much as possible, and don't cut corners on safety. For more DIY tips, be sure to subscribe to Mission DIY. Thanks for watching.